Hi guys, welcome to this week's Urban Uncut. This week is the reveal of my new car, which is super cool, and we have to beg, don't we?
We are so close to 90,000 subscribers, so close. We want to get to 100. That's the first goal, and we want to get one of those plaques from YouTube, and me and Si are going to share it I'll take it at weekends, Si will take it Monday to Friday. Maybe Mike might want it one day as like a, you know, as a part-time dad sort of thing. Okay, I'll take the plaque home this week. But yeah, please make sure you share, like, but most importantly, subscribe. So if you haven't already subscribed, please click the bell.
Click the bell. Welcome to this week's Urban Uncut.
Doesn't work because it's not reflective.
I know, but it would, wouldn't it?
It would look good.
Who did this in the olden days?
Is it a film? Or was
It's an old...
Charlie Chaplin?
No, it was
You're not that old.
like him.
Right, look, enough of that nonsense. Show me your new car. Show me and the subscribers your new car.
Who guessed it? Did anyone guess it?
Did anyone guess it? I don't know. Did anyone guess it? I mean, how happy are you?
Yeah, so I've been driving this for a week now and I am OTM.
And it's not just a nostalgia thing, is it? They genuinely drive incredibly.
Yeah, so I've been waiting for this particular spec for probably the last year. I knew I was going to buy one, and it had to have some certain features on the car because this is basically identical to the first one I ordered in 2006.
Brand new.
Brand new. Yeah, first new car that I ordered in 2006.
Amazing.
Was this, and it's exact. It's got the wingback bucket seats.
Yep.
It's got the flat bottom steering wheel. It's got the interior carbon and Bose.
That's your spec. That's how you want it.
Exterior black optic pack, because I didn't want to paint these as well. I wanted that to be factory out of the box.
But this is what now? So 16, 17 years old?
Yeah, so this is an 07 plate.
It still looks great, doesn't it? And I think this is going to be a future classic, like the C204 C63, which is a 6.2 V8.
Yeah, E46 M3.
E46 M3, and then the E92 M3 a couple of years later. But these kind of modern classics. So I genuinely think that if you keep this and you keep it nice.
And this one is particularly good. I've driven a fair few over time, and it's done 60,000 miles, only 2 owners from new.
Wow.
Last owner owned it for 14 years. It needs a little bit of TLC around the car. I think we're gonna basically strip it back and paint it so it's absolutely original, like factory. But I am over the moon with like this and this spec.
And I remember when these came out, I remember like it was last weekend, the Top Gear episode with I think it was a guy in a parachute and then this on a mountain road. Like, and I thought to myself, 4.2 V8, 4-wheel drive, in a like just
handles,
sweet
it's quick, it's responsive. Yeah, in my opinion, one of the best cars ever.
And now you've got one.
Because it's an all-rounder.
And it just, look how much you're smiling. Look how much you're smiling. It just goes to show that it doesn't have to be like a brand new Ferrari or a Lambo or a Porsche. And I'm the same with like old Fords and stuff. It's the nostalgia, and yeah, I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for you. But we're going to do some nice bits to it.
Yep. I'm away for a couple of days next week. While I'm away, I want you to drive this.
I'll take it.
I want you to drive it and tell me, and actually agree with me, and if you don't agree with me, just agree with me anyway, that this is one of the most fantastic cars ever. Engine, drive, handling, the whole lot.
You've got the fuel card on there, because 4.2 V8.
It's full already, it's full already.
Okay. Good, I don't have to claim back on expenses then.
So, that poses the big question. Do I modify it?
My opinion, it doesn't need a lot, does it? They don't need a lot, and you can tastefully modify it. So Ben at Deutsche Tech, our friends at Deutsche Tech, he's got an Avant.
It's his fault that I bought this.
Yeah, I know, because you drove his, yeah. So he's got a red Avant, and I think his was just lowered, induction kit, exhaust,
and maybe, did drive well.
Maybe spacers, and that made it feel a little bit more solid, a little bit more aggressive looking, but it doesn't need a lot, does it? I think for me, OEM. Like, make it look nice.
Yeah, I know we own a modified company and all the rest of it, but for me, this car should stay as it looks. I wouldn't paint the wheels black, for example. You know, bring the silver wheels back, you know, big time. But what do you think? Should I modify it? Should I not? Should I leave it completely standard?
I think you could tastefully modify it.
Maybe I could call in some freebies.
Right, okay. Who are we talking to?
We need an exhaust.
Miltech?
Yeah.
Miltech?
We would get one of them. We want coilovers.
Right, coilovers, yeah. Induction kit.
Who does coilovers? Bill Stein?
Bill Stein.
Yeah,
Bill Stein.
Induction kit. Who does induction kits?
Even Chery do amazing induction kit for modern cars. I don't know whether they do.
I don't know whether they do one for this. I think it'll probably be K&N or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, so that's a big question, really. Love the car. Will I ruin it by modifying it?
And if you've had one, have you got any recommendations for modifications? Because, you know, this is, 16, 17 years old. There's probably viewers who have had one, driven modified ones. Is there any recommendations for modifying one of these RS4s? But we know what we sort of know what we're doing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wouldn't put splitters on or anything like that. I wouldn't do wheels or splitters.
No.
It has to be, enhancements to the car.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you drive it, report back to me. You'll be able to tell the difference between Bennett Deutsche Tech's one and this one, and then we can decide from there.
Perfect.
So guys, there's been lots of content of late of Lamborghinis, Cullinans, and all of the opulent things we do, but we are forgetting one thing. This is our triple black selection, and it's not special because it's triple black, it's special because it's our bread and butter.
So these are our VAT and tax efficient commercial vehicles, and we're going to show you around them.
So this is a Defender hardtop. It comes in two variants, which is a 90 and a 110. The 90 actually has an option to have 3 seats in the front, so you can have a van with 3 seats. And the 110...
You can get the jump seat as well, so you can either have a 2-seat, 3-seat, or in the 110, you can have a 5-seat or a 6-seat.
6-seat. So there are lots of options. Obviously, what we do, we put an occasional seat in the rear, which folds down so you can still get tools, plant and machinery into the hardtop as well.
So, and importantly, once the seat is folded flat, you still retain the same loading capacity to the rear, so it's still as a van.
Yes.
So I love the Defender. It's a little bit more rugged inside.
This is what I'd have. I'd have a Defender 90 because it suits me. One person, throw your golf clubs in the back, happy days. VAT compliant, benefit in kind compliant, so you can put it through the company. All of these vehicles, put it through the company, run it as a van, so the tax efficiency of that is basically, it almost feels like it's free.
So you'd have the Defender,
you'd
have the Defender, this is my choice.
You'd have a Disco, what, because it's more like a Range Rover?
This is the Discovery 5, so it's based on the L494 and L405 Sport and Vogue chassis, air suspension, drives like a Range Rover. The Defender's a little bit more rugged inside. Obviously, it's got the exposed door cars, but some people like that, especially if you're a builder, you're going onto site, you could literally just like chuck the rubber mats out. This has got carpet. It's a little bit more like a Range Rover, a little bit more luxurious, and we've got full carbon bumper, so it's very, very urban. And 23-inch alloys, I absolutely love these, but the same again, tax and VAT efficient.
That's right, yeah, full bumper replacement. Obviously, you've got carbon on the front. People do drive these because they want a car-esque version. Like you say, we do see lots of people that buy the Defender who are builders on the site. We do see them get used. We see them get
I've found that a lot of my clients who go for the Discovery over the Defender, they do a lot more miles. So I've got one customer that does 50,000 miles a year in his Discovery. A lot of motorway driving.
And he wants to be comfortable.
Perfect.
And then lastly, we've got the T6.1. Now, the benefits are exactly the same on all 3 cars. The difference with the T6, it's generally people for lifestyle, like they go mountain biking and things like that. You've got 5 seats with a combi. We dressed this up with our new Recaro conversion. So the drive and the comfort is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it is a bigger load space. So if you want to basically throw your mountain bikes in and you're doing recreational stuff, this appeals to a different person.
And this comes as a panel van, so a 2-seat or a 3-seat or front van, or a combi, and so you can have it as a passenger van as well.
That's right. You generally get the panel van, which is for plumbers, builders, people that want a cool van to to basically for their business, and then you get these ones where people are just basically putting it through the business and using it as a recreational vehicle, which is pretty cool as well.
And one thing to remember, this is going to be at Gravity show.
Well, it's not actually this one. It's going to look exactly the same, but we've got one that's on air. It's got Rolls-Royce style wheels with dishes and floating centre caps, all deckled up and stuff like that. It's going to be at the Gravity show, which is the bank holiday in August. We've got that on display with 2 other cars. And obviously we just finished this section by saying, if you want a VAT compliant vehicle, obviously get in contact with Lenny. We have Defenders in stock, we have Discos in stock, and we've got T6s ready to go and ready to drive away.
Right guys, as we're talking this week all things commercial, we've got something a little bit different I wanted to show you. Let's take a look. This car's had quite a comprehensive interior conversion. Now John, what goes into a commercial conversion?
Okay, so as a 110, as standard you obviously have your bulkhead fitted here, you've got a lot of lower and upper storage. It's a flat floor basically. So we need to return it to look much more like a passenger vehicle. So we remove our bulkhead, remove all the storage. Obviously we still retain the rear storage, so the flat floor in the rear is still there. And obviously we put seat belts back into it. But yeah, we basically return it to more of a passenger vehicle rather than it being commercial.
This one just further shows that we can go as little or as far as you want here in the Urban Workshop.
100%. It takes me back to the white one we did last week, one of Dan's builds. It doesn't just have to be exterior, does it?
No, exactly. You can come interior, sport seats, matching rear interior, full leather retrim in a work van.
Exactly that. It's as far as your imagination takes you, isn't
Exactly,
it?
mate, exactly. It's got a little bit more work that needs to be done, a little bit of finishing touches, finish off the front seats, and it'll be out for the customer tomorrow.
Alright mate, just out filming with the boys in your RS4. What a motor. I can't believe how solid it feels, like no wind noise, no creaks in the interior, like it's absolutely unbelievable. I absolutely love it. What a thing.
something with Lenny. I'm going anywhere. Let's find the car settings. I'll do it later.
Why?
Well, basically, when you press the S button, it's when they go and hug you like a small child.
Oh, I don't need that.
Oh, no, you don't. You've got quite a wide back, but I just wanted to...
I like how you said wide. Is that recording? I think that's recording. I like the way you said wide back instead of you're fat in
You're
bucket
not,
seats.
You're not fat.
Thanks, John.
Just big bone, bruv.
So here I am in Simon's RS4. Do you know what? We live in such a digital world nowadays. It's nice to be in something that's a little bit more analog. We're getting used to that third pedal. If you hear me like over revving, don't judge. It's been a while. In fact, the last time I was in a manual car was an Audi RS4, about the same year, but an Avant. And I loved that then. I mean, the only difference was it was slightly modified, so it's been a Deutsch Tex car, lowered, exhaust, induction kit, and I love that. But straight away, for a car that's what, 16 years old, over 16 years old, this feels so solid. I might have to nick it off him one weekend so I can take this around my local B roads in Cambridgeshire, because that's where this car belongs. Milton Keynes is fun, straight roads and roundabouts, but I can imagine this tanking along like a nice, fast, open B road. But for its age, I can't believe how solid it feels. Always loved these wingbacks as well, these seats. Sound of it. That gearbox is so crisp. Unbelievable, genuinely. Like, this doesn't feel like an old car. I know it's like a modern classic, but there's no like wind noise, like there's no creaks or rattles. I've been in brand new cars that are worse quality than this. Wow. You know, we're so spoiled by modern cars. This feels so much more engaging. And I know it's doing everything for me still. It's still four-wheel drive, but it's so much more fun. As much as I loved that M3 wagon that I borrowed off Miltech, it does everything for you. But this, like, it just feels just so much, like it's got a little bit more fizz. I suppose my only critique is that I probably would have it, because I'm a bit of an asbo, I'd have it a little bit noisier. I'd have the induction kit, and I'd have the exhaust. Round that roundabout back then, it felt a little bit soft round the corner. That could be like older tyres. But yeah, I think maybe some coilovers, an induction kit and an exhaust. Wow, so cool. Right guys, thanks for watching. Get in the comments, let us know what you think about Simon's new car. Also, let us know which commercial vehicle you would have. We're so close to 100,000 subscribers, so please make sure you share, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.